Third video of the night. If you haven't seen my other videos, go check it out with all the new heroes. There's crazy looking new heroes that are very strong that I've covered together. I did Poison and Fire. Then I just went and did Radiant and Frost. Now we're going to go over Necrosis and Lightning. And basic attacks deal damage twice. While dealing damage to enemies, this skill, there's a 100% chance to inflict fallen poison up to 30 times. Each stack decreases attack by 1% and attack speed by 1.5%. That's strong. 30 stacks of this on somebody would be a lot. His basic attack hits twice, and then he's got a 100% chance to apply this. We might not need accuracy. If this is something that they can't dispel, can't remove, if it's got the gold border, a lot of times we don't need accuracy for that, and we can just keep lowering their attack and attack speed. I wonder how this works on bosses. I've never seen something to where we can lower their attack speed like this. Obviously, it's not going to work on the Vortex boss, but other bosses, it should do really well on. Here we're going to attack 4 times and reduce their ultimate energy by 25%. That's right. So when I read this on stream today, I was like, well, maybe since this is the test server, this isn't right. But if it's right, he can basically zero out your ultimate gauge. Like just knock it all the way from 100 down. He looks like he's melee. I don't know if he's going to jump in and do this move. I doubt it. He's probably just going to do it immediately around him. But knocking down everybody's ultimate by that much is very, very strong. Rush to an enemy and strike them 12 times. There's a 100% chance to dispel all buffs from them with a 100% chance to inflict stun on them for 5 seconds and buff prohibition on them for 10 seconds. This hero gains 30% max HP healing simultaneously. The enemy's HP limit will be reduced by 20% of the damage dealt. No more than 40% of the enemy's max HP. The enemy with the highest attack will be attacked first. Now we have to get around to doing the ultimate. This seems very strong to take out somebody that's a high attacker. But we got to get him to do his ultimate. Once he does that, he's removing everything, stunning them, buff prohibition, healing himself, and limiting their max HP. Like knocking down their max HP. So even if they get heals, it's not going to be as effective because their HP is going to be lowered. And then with this one, we're going to be knocking everybody's ultimate gauge down once he's back there. And we're going to be knocking down the attack and attack speed. I don't know. I don't know how much, like in Arena right now with this Polta flying over and ignoring defense and getting her ultimate gauge so fast and doing a lot of damage. Shadow is really fast and strong in Arena. So I don't know if this guy's going to have a chance to really go over there and take out somebody like as Polta fast enough to do that. And even if he could, he doesn't remove shields though. So a lot of people are going to be shielded up. We'll see. We'll see. It's a lot of single target. It's a new hero. Might be one of those heroes that I really just don't play much, even if I do pull him. This one looks cool. What kind of thing is that underneath? Oh, it's a lizard. It's like a Total Nan lizard, but this armor is awesome. Defense in Gladiator Arena. At the start of the battle, this hero has a 100% chance to inflict silence for 10 seconds on nearest enemy. The nearest enemy. And steal 30% of their HP and 30% of their defense. 50% of the stolen attributes will be transferred to the ally with the highest attack. HP stolen should not exceed 100% of the hero's max HP. This is nice. It keeps whoever your DPSer is alive. This could work in a lot of scenarios that we play for this game. Just being able to give that high attack person that you have on your team more HP and more defense to keep them alive. And then, of course, silencing somebody for 10 seconds is pretty nice. They can't cast their battle skills and they can't do their ultimate. That's like off the bat. That's just like right when the match starts. Here we're going to do damage, 50% chance to inflict stun and grant crit hit resistance to the ally with the highest attack for 5 seconds. The hero recharges ultimate energy by 5% upon hitting one enemy. Now does that mean like each enemy it hits, it gets 5% ultimate increase? The hero recharges ultimate energy by 5% upon hitting one enemy. I think if we hit multiple enemies, we'll get additional 5% increase. Increase the resistance, crit resistance by 50%. We don't see this often either. If this goes to the person with the highest attack, which it does, that means that they're 50% less likely to be crit. That's strong. Again, playing to keep your high DPSer alive. Summon a domain that lasts 10 seconds at the location, dealing damage to the enemies within range every second. Heals all allies by 3.5% of max HP. Of this target's max HP. It doesn't say target's max HP. It's of this hero's max HP simultaneously every second. So 10 heals. We get 10 ticks of this hero's 3.5%. That's strong. That's crazy strong if we load this up with lots of HP. When enemies within range gain a buff, there's a 40% chance to replace that buff with a random debuff. Domain, we're dealing damage. We're healing everybody. That's a big heal. I mean, that's a really big heal. Plus here, we're doing crit resistance. I like this. I like this hero a lot. It's Necrosis. Necrosis needs heroes like this. The only thing this hero is missing for Necrosis is decreased attack. That's it. Other than that, we get a lot of heals. We get a lot of things to keep our one fragile DPSer alive. We'll see how strong this hero can heal for, but it looks like it's going to be an insane heal with high max HP. So I'm looking forward to that because we do need more heroes that can heal in Necrosis. Yes, we just got Estella buffed and she is amazing. You load her up with a whole bunch of enlightenment and a whole bunch of HP, not defense, max HP, and she will heal probably better than Torn heals. She's really that good now. Thinks he's a new summoner. We get 24% in all battles attack. Summons a Phantom Eater to assist in the battle at the start of battle. The hero takes 25% damage from Phantom Eater. And when the hero gains a buff, the Phantom Eater also gains the same buff. Basic attack 100%. So right away, we drop down our max HP from 100% to 75. The hero takes 25% damage from Phantom Eater. Sounds like it. Command the Phantom Eater to attack the enemy with the highest attack. Man, they're really on this, the highest attack thing. Nearby enemies. To that one target and nearby enemies afterwards, Phantom Eater will choose the enemy as the target to attack. So it stays on that target. Love it. If Phantom Eater is dead, deal damage to enemy with the highest attack instead. Well, that's not going to be cool. Can we bring Phantom Eater back? Please don't tell me this is like Esoterian to where he brings out a chicken and you can never recast it. Because there are many ways that it dies. If you bring in the exclusive Liliwanis, she sacrifices all pets. Doesn't make sense to have summons where you cannot resummon it. There's a lot of text here. We get 20% additional attack for the hero. We do damage to the highest attack person, ignoring 30% of the target's defense. The hero commands Phantom Eater to deal to the current enemy and ignore 30% of the... You're doing damage and Phantom Eater is doing damage. You're both ignoring 30% defense. Total of 700, which is pretty normal. If Phantom Eater is dead, summon another Phantom Eater at the enemy's location. The hero gains 30 ultimate energy. Okay, I like this. It's a summon, which is pretty unique compared to the summons we have. We're dealing damage to the highest attack person, or whoever it's going to be. It could be a boss, sure. I still don't know where we're going to play this. I really just summons need so much help. They got to do, all they do is damage, so they got to do damage, but they just don't do damage. Ice Blast does damage. You know, Wild does damage, but they do damage. Summons just don't do damage. Their pets die. She has to recast this. So when she recasts it, she's not doing as much damage. She does get an ultimate energy increase. She gets 20% additional attack. Here we're doing damage. The Phantom Eater is going after somebody with high attack. It'd kind of be like you're using it in Pillar, Fae, or PvP, but you're not going to use summons in Pillars, Fae, or PvP. Not really. Not with what we have today. With the meta that we have today and all the heroes we have available to us, I just don't see this working out. I would have rather seen, like decreased attack on a summon unit. So we can help out all of our other summon units and our summon artifacts that require people to summon, summons to get their artifacts working, or summons to be out like the Fear Bearer for him to get additional damage. And then the summon decreases attack here to help out the team. We'll see how summons go. Maybe one day they'll be buffed and I'll be really happy about summons because I know you want to play summons as badly as I do. I really want to, but they're just not it. Yeah, she's a rare. Damage taken reduced by 25%, just straight out. That's nice. Strike the enemy twice. We're dealing necrotic damage. Heal the hero by 350% of attack. Okay, not bad either for a rare. Move to the enemy and strike them 3 times. Dispel 2 buffs from the enemy with a 100% chance to inflict buff prohibition. This skill prioritizes the enemy with the most buffs. So right now, we've got a rare hero, Necrosis, that can go into Grave of Curse, remove the 2 buffs on time, buff prohibition, which doesn't matter because we're just removing those 2. And it's going to do damage and heal itself a bit, and it takes 25% less damage. I mean, that's pretty good for a rare. I love seeing good rares. You know I love the rares. I guess that's it. If I missed anything, please let me know down below. All right, let's get on to lightning. Maybe they got some more awesome lightning stuff, because the other two elements I went over in my other two videos, there were far cooler creatures, heroes than these. Like far cooler heroes than what we're seeing right now. New defensive legendary and a new Thunderbolt legendary. I hope that Thunderbolt's good. This guy is sweet. As the battle starts, you get Great River's favor to the ally with the highest critical damage. The ally under Great River's favor gains a 10% max HP shield for 5 seconds. This is right when the battle starts. When taking damage, he takes 60% of that damage. This effect only takes effect once every 12 seconds. Whenever taking damage for the ally, he gets a recharge of his ultimate by 20% and then also applies taunt on the enemy that was attacking that ally with that shield on. Or just whenever he takes this 60%, like every 12 seconds, right? He'll provoke somebody with the most ultimate energy, only for 3 seconds. If his HP is higher than that enemy, it's irresistible. The debuff inflicted, the taunt inflicted is irresistible. Looks kind of fun. If every 12 seconds he takes 60% of that damage, whoever has Great River's favor, and then he provokes them for 3 seconds. I don't think that's game-changing, though. I think it's kind of fun, but not game-changing. Dealing damage and damage based off of max HP to the enemy with the most ultimate energy and reduce their ultimate energy by 20%. That's always good. If the enemy's ultimate energy is still higher than 50% after being reduced, there's a 100% chance to stun them for 5 seconds, which you don't recharge ultimate when you're stunned. If his HP is higher than the enemy's, the debuff inflicted cannot be resisted, so no accuracy needed there. Afterwards, the ally under Great River's favor will choose this enemy as the target to attack. Is that what we want? Do we want our highest critical damage person to attack the person that had the highest ultimate energy? Not necessarily, right? I think this guy's going to be able to do some good bruiser damage, high max HP, coming in there with 8% max HP. I'm sure his ultimate does based off of max HP as well. And we choose the person with the most ultimate energy. So it's not going to always be the same person, and reduce their ultimate, and then also stun them if it's not under 50%. And then if his HP is higher, it can't be resisted. And then the ally with Great River's favor will choose to attack them. I still don't think that's great. We don't have a lot of control in this. Strikes the enemy 3 times, each strike dealing lightning damage, max HP. First strike has a 100% chance to inflict attack penalty. Second has a recharge speed penalty and an accuracy penalty. If his HP is higher than the enemy's, the debuff inflicted cannot be resisted. Great. Control immunity and crit hit resistance for 10 seconds to all allies. If the enemy is defeated or possesses 3 or more debuffs, he grants them 12% max HP shield to the ally under Great River's favor. If the enemy is defeated, so if the enemy is defeated by this skill that he attacks 3 times, then only, or possesses 3 or more debuffs, or if they possess 3 or more debuffs, he's going to do a 12% max HP shield to the ally under Great River favor. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I have to definitely see this guy in action and see if it's going to be worth it. First strike, we get all these debuffs up, control immunity, crit hit resistance for 10 seconds to all allies. That's 50% less chance. Like if they got a 100% chance to crit us, then they only have a 50% chance to crit. That's pretty decent, but this only plays in arena. Remember, in all PvE content, nothing crits. Only crits happen in arena. So this guy is purely arena, and we're going to have to see if he's really going to work out for an arena monster. If I'm missing something with that, let me know down below. Like if you can think of a scenario where this guy is going to be an ultimate like arena beast to control and take down whoever, please let me know down below. All right, is Thunderbolt finally going to be decent? Uh-oh. Your neck's about to break. Enlightenment, when dealing damage to enemies with basic... Oh, man. Possessed. When dealing damage to enemies with... That's like The Exorcist. When dealing damage to enemies with a basic attacks, there's a 75% chance to refresh, electrocute, and launch Thunderbolt at them once. Okay, that's not selling me on Thunderbolt heroes yet. Strike the enemy 3 times, each one dealing damage. You got a 60% chance to inflict electrocuted on them for 6 seconds. Does that go up? Just a 60%. What is up with them not wanting to have any of their heroes apply Electrocute? We need Electrocute to be applied. It's as simple as that. Even if Electrocute is applied to 2 joining enemies, it's not that much damage. It's like having Burn Up, Poison Up, all that kind of stuff. How many heroes can apply Burn? How many heroes can keep poisons up? So many. And then every single Thunderbolt hero can barely ever apply Electrocute. It's really weird. When enemies under electrocuted, this damage ignores 30% of their defense. It enters overload state and gains attack speed up for 15 seconds. While in overload state, basic attacks can shoot 2 extra bullets to deal 300 attack. With each bullet prioritizing different targets. Prioritizing different targets? Okay, so we're going to shoot for 15 seconds. We're going to shoot 2 extra that deal. So we're going to have the regular basic attack plus 2 more fly out. They're going to do 300 each. That's 600. Or are we going to have 3 fly out with the basic that are all going to do 900? 900 would be much better for an ultimate ability. Like way, way better. But we are getting attack speed up, so we're doing our basic attacks really quick and we're flying out these extra bullets. But there's like nothing taking advantage of Electrocute here. Like she's not doing additional damage based off of somebody having Electrocute, removing Electrocute, and doing massive damage. So I just don't know. Electrocute just does not seem to be awesome. We'll test this. We got to test this on the Vortex. We got to test it on the test dummy. It could do massive damage. But from everything I've seen from all Electrocute, except from this exclusive, which is extremely hard to get, they're just not there. Like even these epics just do not apply it enough and don't work well. They don't do damage, right? And that's all they do is Electrocute. So if you're not going to do damage, why are you in the game? I see a new Dauntless. I think that's all we've got for epics. Basic attacks have a 20% chance to trigger double hits. Every extra 1% attack speed will increase the trigger chance by 0.2%. The total trigger chance can capped at 50%. 50% additional basic attack. That's pretty good for Dauntless, especially if we have Shaltar in there or anybody else that's going to take effect with Dauntless. If you have Avelius, where his passive will take effect with Dauntless hitting, that's pretty good. Plus, we're going to have high attack speed, so he's going to be attacking often. Strikes an enemy twice. This skill is regarded as a basic attack. Meanwhile, gain attack speed 1 to all Dauntless heroes for 5 seconds. Okay, I didn't complete the sentence. Nice. I was just thinking in my head, attack speed 1. Wow, that's not great. Where's attack speed 2 at? But then it says to all Dauntless heroes, so that is good, and it's on a battle skill. Strike an enemy 4 times, each dealing lightning damage. This skill is regarded as a basic attack. Subsequent 5 times of basic attacks are guaranteed to trigger double hit. So we do 4 hits with good damage, 840 attack damage, and then the next 5 basic attacks deal double hits. 100% chance to deal double hits. All right, we'll have to try him out. I think he's going to be a great addition with Shaltar. Anybody else that needs a lot of hits going on, we'll have to see how he stacks up against somebody like Shragul to get a comparison of his damage compared to Shragul. But it looks fun. I love Dauntless. Dauntless is a really good damage group, right? Dauntless, Rally, Ice Blast, Burn, Wild. You know, those are really good ones. Then we've got those ones like Aura, Summons, and other ones that you're just like, you know, you don't even want to deal with very often. Maybe they've got a new rare. Yagnats is not new. That's not new. This guy looks new. Another new Thunderbolt rare. Okay, what are the odds that this guy is good or not? His little pot belly. Accuracy up to all Thunderbolt allies. Well, you barely have a chance to apply Thunderbolt. What's it matter if you're granting accuracy up to them? Deal damage to enemies twice with a 50% chance to apply Electrocute. It goes up to 75% chance. Wow, that's pretty good for a rare. Pretty good compared to, like, he's better than some epics. 75% chance 2 times to apply Electrocute. Single target. Enlightenment up to all Thunderbolt allies. Okay, that's good. Enlightenment up, 20% additional enlightenment is actually strong. I'm surprised that doesn't say a lower, like 20% is pretty nice. Then deals damage, a lot of enlightenment damage here to nearby enemies with a 100% chance to apply Electrocute. I don't know. I feel like he's better than some of the epics I've seen. I still don't want to play Electrocute. Let me know your favorite so far out of all the videos. How about that? Tell me that. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all in a video soon.